Welcome to another edition of In the Spotlight with the Minnesota Magicians. I'm Jimmy Lillidahl, play-by-play voice of the Magic. The Magicians playing in Austin on Friday night. The Magic started the scoring. Casey Jerry, the leading scorer on the team, gets a goal. Michael Wilson and Mitch Slattery get the lone assist. The Magic led 1-0 after one frame at Riverside Arena down south. In the second period, Austin kind of took over. Gilbert Gabor gets a power play goal. John Pesek and John Richards get the assist. About 8 minutes later, the Bruins add another one. Justin Misak getting the goal. Marcus Karlstrom gets the assist as the Bruins led 2-1. The Bruins made it 3-1 with a goal from Luke Noterman. Jake Paganelli and Dalton Galley get the assist. The Magicians strike back with their second goal at the end of the second period. Mike Wilson, the West Point recruit, gets the goal. Casey Jerry and Pierce Crawford get the assist. In the third period, the Magic down 3-2 to start the frame. Gilbert Gabor gets another power play goal. Jake Paganelli and Marcus Karlstrom get the assist. Austin adds another 4 minutes later. Travis Cawthon-Battelle, Miha Zihats, and Marcus Karlstrom get the assist. The Bruins get one more goal in the evening for a final of 6-2. Justin Misak gets the sixth goal. Travis Cawthon-Battelle and Miha Zihats get the assists for the Austin Bruins as the Austin Bruins beat the Magicians 6-2 at Riverside Arena on Friday night. Saturday night, military appreciation. The Magicians trying to bounce back. They get a goal from Mike Wilson in the first period. The West Point recruit scoring on military appreciation night. How fitting. It came at the 8:11 mark as Michael Wilson gets his third goal as a member of the Magicians. Casey Jerry and Pierce Crawford get the assist. There was no scoring in the second period. The Magicians added another in the third period. Tyler Bump gets the goal. Braxton Collins and Johnny Panvika get the assist. It's Bump's sixth goal of the season as the Magicians led 2-0 with just 19 seconds left in the game. Will Ulrich loses his shootout. He had 42 saves in this one, so he had plenty of action. A.J. Drobot got the goal. They did have an extra attacker as Austin pulled their goalie late. Jake Paganelli and Gilbert Gabor get the assist as the Magicians beat the Bruins 2-1 on Saturday night. Military appreciation night it was, and a big win for the Magic as they complete the weekend with a split against the Austin Bruins. Welcome back to In the Spotlight with the Minnesota Magicians. I'm Jimmy Lillidahl alongside assistant coach Nick Beadall. Nick, a split this weekend, another big win against Austin here on Military Appreciation Night. 5-1 against the Bruins this season.
Yeah, I wasn't there Friday. I was on the road scouting. I talked to Scotty after the game. It was just, from what I heard, just a couple bad bounces, and that's the way that one ended. And Saturday we obviously came out with a lot of energy and scored a quick goal, and just kind of rolled from there. We had a lot of energy, keeping it simple. We've been struggling not getting pucks deep. I think Saturday we probably 90% of the pucks we should have dumped. We did. We had a couple turnovers, but that helped us. 5-1. I was telling you before, I don't know what the secret is. We just seem to have success against Austin for some reason. Maybe they kind of play a little more open like we do. Mm-hmm. Maybe it's just a good matchup for us. And that might be the reason. I'm not quite sure.
One of the big goals on Saturday night came from Tyler Bump. Braxton Collins with a good feed. It seems like whenever the Magicians are in tight competition, it's always one of the blue-collar guys that's getting a goal. We've seen Braxton Collins get some really big goals. I think Collins had the goal on Teddy Toss night. Some guys that can step up in games. You're getting production from guys that aren't your top six, which is kind of nice.
Yeah, Braxton, he's kind of on fire, I guess you could say, against Austin. When we were down in Austin, he had a couple points and a big win. I don't know. I think, like I said, we match up kind of a wide open style with Austin, and then those blue collar guys can find an area with some room and outwork some guys and get their points that way. Bumpy didn't play too well on Friday, and coach challenged him a little bit, and I think that was part of the reason he had a really good game Saturday. And that'll happen. Get a goal here and there.
It's getting later in the season, so obviously with the trade deadline passing, there's not a lot of movement. Some guys are coming back from high school to play the end of the season. We saw Tanner Tweeten, a big power forward from your neck of the woods, debut, and then Matt Denman, and both actually played pretty well.
Yeah, we put those guys on a roster. We figured they were bringing some we didn't quite have, so we've been playing kind of short a couple guys, waiting for their seasons to end, and they both ended last week, and they came in and played well. Tweety played Thursday, came down, drove for 5 hours, played Saturday. He played well, he possesses the puck well. He's always been a good player. I've known him for a long time. He's a mature kid, and he kind of gets it. He's been big games since he was a freshman. He was on their freshman high school. He went to state freshman, junior, sophomore, junior year. They won state twice, so he's been in some big games. He doesn't feel too much pressure, and I think that translated well on Saturday. And Denman, skilled puck-moving defenseman, might struggle a little bit. He played kind of wide open in high school.
Mm-hmm.
And, we're just trying to get him to buy in a little more defensively and let his skill, come out, focus on defense, and he'll lead to some offense for him. So we're happy with both of them, and, we're looking for those two to help us with the playoff push here.
It's quite a jump from the Minnesota State High School League to the North American Hockey League. You mentioned both maybe struggled at times, but overall played well. How big of a jump is that for some of these guys? It's a big jump.
Yeah, it's a good question. I think it's more just the strength and size of the guys they're playing against, and everyone's good. You don't get away with some of the stuff you can get away with in high school. Hanging onto the puck too long, or not back checking, or turning pucks over in certain areas. And in high school hockey that might not cost you, but in this league, one turnover can be the game. So I think that's probably the biggest difference for those, because they're both big, strong kids and
Mm-hmm.
skilled. And I think it's more of a mental jump for them than it is physical for those two guys, anyways.
Jimmy Lillidahl alongside assistant coach Nick Beadall. Before we go here, I just wanted to mention Will Ulrich. A lot of junior teams are going with the combo platter. They're sliding in two goaltenders. Will Ulrich has been very consistent, and we're seeing him get a lot of ice time. Talk about the play of your goaltender.
Yeah, he's been good. He, from Christmas and for the first few weeks, he's kind of up and down, and we just been sticking with him because early on in the year, he won us some games, so we know it's there. So we're just trying to give him some confidence and win us some games down the stretch, and hopefully he's gained that confidence. And Saturday he played great. Friday maybe not so much. But he showed that ability to win us games on Saturday, and hopefully we can keep that rolling.
Thanks for taking the time, Coach.
Thank you.
Welcome back to In the Spotlight with the Minnesota Magicians. This week's wrap-up. There's a limited number of military appreciation uniforms still remaining. If you're interested in that, you can give us a phone call right here on the Magic line, 612-861-9356. Again, 612-861-9356. If you're interested in grabbing one of those military appreciation uniforms. The Magicians have 2 home games coming up in March on the 11th and 12th, both games against the Aberdeen Wings. The Magicians are just 1 point back of a playoff spot in the Central Division, so a big matchup against the Wings. The Magicians do play on this Wednesday, a midweek game against the Austin Bruins. So a couple of big games coming up for the Magicians. Again, home games on the 11th and 12th. Again, the Magicians just 1 point back of a playoff position, looking to gain on Aberdeen and Brookings this weekend. That's going to do it for another edition of In the Spotlight. So long, everybody.